the bad habit of pre-rejecting yourself? That's no way to live. That's living a shadow of a life. What that might look like is you get out there and you don't say anything, or you don't attend an event that you might want to go to, or you don't issue an invitation because you're afraid someone might say no. These are all bad habits that we develop, and that is just no way to live. There are other ways to look at failure and rejection that really kind of takes the sting out. One example I like to give is inventor Thomas Edison. He's famous for commercializing and successfully inventing a number of important things that we use to this day. He invented the phonograph, the telegraph, the alkaline battery, the beginnings of motion pictures, and of course, the light bulb. In fact, I like to call him the inventor of the light bulb moment. So he's definitely regarded as one of our most successful inventors. But you know what else he was famous for? He was famous for failure. In fact, he was proud of his failures. Thomas Edison said, "Our greatest weakness lies in giving up." So he knew that the only way forward, the only way to become a success is to have a lot of failures. In fact, another one of his quotes is, "I have not failed. I've found 10,000 ways that won't work." I mean, there is a guy who he just never gave up. So what if you were taking a test and you just turned it in without even putting anything on the paper? What if you didn't try out for a sports team because you were afraid of not making it? What if you didn't put your resume in because you were afraid of not getting the job? Or didn't ask someone on a date because you were afraid of a no? Those are all examples of just giving up before you've even started. And that is not something Thomas Edison would have approved of. He said, "I'm not discouraged because every wrong attempt is another step forward." So there are 3 ways to look at failure that I think will really improve your mental attitude toward it. One is, and I love to do this, it's that life is so full of failure and rejection. It's just as normal as breathing. So I like to look at it as getting a failure out of the way. It's not a good day unless I've failed at something, because if I haven't failed, that means I haven't tried hard enough. So that's one way to look at it. A second way is kind of what Edison implied. Failures are stepping stones to success. The only way to succeed is to really fight your way through failure and rejection. So it's actually a good sign if you're getting this resistance. In the third way, and this is absolutely my favorite, and this is where I kind of mentally flip that script, which is to say, why is anyone else's opinion more important than your own? It's really not. You yourself can become an acceptance giver. Just a few examples of this. Like from within your family, maybe you've got a kid brother or sister that is kind of annoying and you kind of treat them that way. You could actually be the hero to that younger sibling, just by giving them some acceptance. You may have a neighbor that is housebound or is kind of lonely that you could reach out to. You could have an extended family member that could use a phone call. You could have somebody in your class or one of your classes that nobody reaches out to, that kind of sits by themselves, or somebody at work that really doesn't get a whole lot of smiles or people talking to them. You could find a way to accept all these people, and then suddenly the realization that you are an acceptance giver completely flips that script and just gives you a whole lot more power. So that's what I like to say is start small, and you will really change your mindset on that. And you will take that power away from failure and rejection and instead turn it into, to use an Edison terminology, turn it into a battery to power your eventual success. So don't look at failure as something to be avoided. Look at it as something to be embraced and fought through and used as fuel for future success. So for more great tips, hit like and subscribe.